the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to our sponsors, the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, Englishtown Flea Market, Blue Building booths 46 through 48. Of course, Esposito's Pizza and Pasta of Matawan and Manasquan, New Jersey, and Warriors of Wrestling, Women's of Warriors, and warriorsofwrestling.com. Wait a second, that means all our sponsors are still our sponsors. Go figure.
Get the hell out of here.
So right now we got the head man of Warriors of Wrestling, Joe Bellini, on the line. Joey B, welcome back again.
I'm here to start trouble.
What else is new? I got a couple of questions. I mean, I read an email that someone sent Mr. Levin regarding the bringing George to Riley's house for dinner, which he denied ever happened.
It was a Facebook conversation. It wasn't an email.
Facebook conversation.
Facebook.
That he claims not only did he not do that, but he doesn't know a George that's 18 years old. And I find that a little odd, considering that George worked for the same company that Chris and Jesse formerly worked for. So how's that possible?
Well, first off, Chris Levin is a liar. I could show you pictures of them together. And there's also a whole roster of people that could vouch for these guys. Him repping his matches, them hanging out, them going on road trips together. Chris, he's a liar. And another thing, I just want to, I don't know how, when you want to get into this, but as far as him saying, there's felony charges against me, or I could be charged. First of all, you can't be charged criminally for saying whether it's slander or not. That's civil. The police have nothing to do with civil charge. This guy is so ignorant. It's not even funny. Like, Jake threatened to press charges on him, and he wrote his girlfriend as a lawyer. I think the guy's so stupid. The guy's made a complete idiot out of himself, and if the cop calls me again with cyberbullying, he should know what the law is, because I'm going to call his sergeant up, and then he could deal with him.
Yeah, well, I already said I'm calling him up Monday and letting him know what went on, that I had to wake up in the hospital to on Saturday morning, which is, I got enough things going on. I don't need to deal with that nonsense from this child.
That's exactly what he is. It's all he is a child.
But how about the whole thing about him not acknowledging the mother's accusations, and then turning around and saying that he was going to press charges about the person who started the rumor. Well,
he meant me.
No, I know he meant you, but the problem is she was the one on the phone call making the accusation. So why isn't he going after her?
Who the fuck knows? Because here's the thing. He knows I don't stop. So in order for me to stop, he's going to threaten with charges, thinking that's going to scare me. The idiot doesn't realize I've been arrested before in my life. I know I'm not a fucking teenager.
Right.
I'm not a moron like him. I know how the law works. I've been to court. That's why when the cop called me, I wasn't friendly with him. I was, dude, you keep calling me, I'm getting fucking annoyed.
Right.
You call me for nonsense at this point. You call me because he's being... First of all, this is a grown man being cyberbullied. What a pussy.
Oh, you're such a way with words.
I've been, everybody gets bullied in their life. You don't go and call the cops. Jesus Christ. He wasn't even bullied. We were talking about things he did.
Yeah.
You know that old saying, how you combat slander? With the truth. Everything we said was true. I didn't sit there and say that Chris was sexually harassing anybody. I didn't say that Chris was a pedophile. That's James Riley.
Right.
That's true also. You know what I mean?
Right. But he brought over a young kid.
He did.
He brought over an 18-year-old kid who, according to his mother, is medically slow, who does not have the mentality of an 18-year-old. Against her wishes, brought him over to Riley's house for dinner with Riley and his family, Chris Levin and Jesse, and did it against her wishes, and basically tried to smooth over the mother with bringing food home and, I brought flowers and respect your mom, and tried to smooth it over, knowing that he did 100% wrong.
Where did you get the keys from?
The what?
Patty, read the directions on this, please. I'm on the phone here. Thank you. I don't know how that works. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. All right, now I'm going to read, because, I opened up the show saying that Chris likes to make waves and ruffle feathers, and he doesn't know enough when to just stop. When I spoke to the police officer, I said, look, I have nothing else to say about the kid. I'm done. I said, I'll try to have no one say anything about him on the show, but I can't control that. And the officer said, all right, you know what, that's a start.
Hey, hold on, before you get into it, I'm sorry I was kind of distracted before Scotty has to open up something for me. He went, after we did the radio show last week, he went and told little George, don't say we made up the story that we never went to Riley's house. So George went and said that he lied about it. So Jake couldn't get out, nobody could get out of him. I said to him, listen, you better fucking tell me the truth right now. He's like, you already know the truth. You already know I went over there. I said, okay, that's all I need to know. And then Jake has it where he texted Jake. So Jake has it in writing just in case if they want to play this game. So the kid did go over there. That's
Right. I mean, the bottom line is they're lying. They know who George is. They know George that's 18 years old. They don't need his last name. They know exactly who they're talking about.
I really want to know, why would somebody want to associate with somebody that's into little kids, man? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I know Chris isn't involved in that part of it. I hope not anyway. I don't think he is. But, why he's going to be a convicted pedophile. He's going to be on the fucking sex predator list. That's fact. That's going to happen. He's charged with 30 counts of pedophilia. Why would you want to even bring somebody? Why would you even want to go there?
Right. No,
that's disgusting, right. What he's doing.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's no defending that. I don't get it. But, we're not in someone else's head, so we can't really answer for him. But, but we're not lying. We're, again, stating facts. Okay, so this supposedly conversation went on at 10:45 p.m. on Friday night. I woke up to it on Saturday morning in recovery in the hospital. This is a message from Chris Levin to my sponsor, Esposito's. I saw you were a sponsor on episode 11 of the Damage 365 Radio from Sunday, April 30th of this year. On that episode, I was physically threatened and defamed, accused of baseless, 100% false, awful things by a former employer whose company I chose to part ways from, Mr. Joseph Bellini, and the show's host, Mr. Kevin Nasta. These are accusations that could damage my personal, professional, and financial well-being just by being associated with them, regardless of having zero evidence and being patently untrue. I've pressed criminal charges against Mr. Bellini. The police have asked Mr. Nasta to take down the podcast. He refuses, citing commitments to his sponsors. Now, here's where the bachelor lies start.
No, that started right.
Well, it started with it's all untrue, but yeah. I've already contacted one sponsor who ended sponsorship with him. That's a lie. Let's see. Who ended contact? Okay. And I asked him if he can convince Mr. Nasta to take it down. However, he said he's still in debt to me and could not have the episode taken down without my approval. Again, not true. Okay. Next part of the conversation. I'm writing to you if there's any way you can help me to get Mr. Nasta to take down episode 11 of his podcast. I am worried about the effect this will have on my future should potential employers search my name. These are awful accusations made by awful people that I do not want my association with. I'm only a student with a modest income. Waging an additional criminal or civil action against Mr. Nasta would be costly and time-consuming. I wish to avoid that and dragging in any other involved on this, such as anyone and anything featured on the episode, by any means possible. All I want to do is move forward with my life and be left alone by these people who have been targeting me for months after I attempted amicably to part ways with their company. If there's anything you could do, I would greatly and eternally be gratefully and eternally grateful. Thank you for your time, Chris Levin. Spoke to the sponsor. Obviously, no sponsor wants to be involved in drama. I had to fill him in about what was going on. He has no issues. Obviously, they're still a sponsor. He contacted Dan Crisp of Funkenstein. Dan also told him he wants nothing to do with it. He knows the deal and heard all the stories. He doesn't want anything to do with it. The other sponsor I have is you. So obviously he didn't call you.
So which sponsor pulled out?
Nobody pulled out.
No.
Nobody pulled out. Nobody's in debt to me that they can't communicate or ask me to do anything. Everything in that 2-page message was false and lies. It was passed on to my attorney, and my attorney said, right now, we could sue his ass for slander and defamation of character, because if I can't get them to resign next year as sponsors because of this, my business now loses money, and he's going to be held responsible.
Good. I want to say he said he pressed charges on me. If they press charges on me,
and
I would be arrested.
And he's looking to
I'd
take
have to
criminal
go down
charges
to
against
that
me.
little town where the cops close at 4:30 p.m. I never called the police station before, and they closed at 4:30 p.m. So they had nothing better to do down there.
Right.
I would be arrested. I'd be fingerprinted. And I would have a court date, kind of like what happened to Rude Boy Riley. I wouldn't have bail because it's such a ridiculous charge, but there's no charges pressed on me. Nobody has contacted me. He might have signed a complaint. You can sign a complaint about anything.
Yeah, you can get a restraining. You can get a restraining order. You can get whatever he wants. But
there's nothing on me.
The bottom line is, I never threatened a kid, and I told the officer that we would leave this alone. But Chris decided to keep it going. He's the one that continued this. I didn't. I'm defending myself now. So should I call the cops and say I want him arrested? I mean, it's a joke. I mean, it's an absolute. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. A grown man. You're 23, 24 years old. You're a grown man. You should be out of the house, living on your own, doing your own thing, making your own life.
You're a fucking loser.
He's a botanist, dude. A botanist. He studies plants. I think he's smoking too many of them. Oh my God! I just don't get it. I mean,
his mommy and daddy must be so proud of him.
I don't get it. I mean, we're just between all the shit that he does all over the place, where he burns bridges everywhere he goes, blames everybody else. Okay,
everybody knows what he does. That's the difference. If you can sit here and blame me and you, Fez, everybody knows what he does everywhere. Tier 1, SCW, Warriors of Wrestling, the Paragon out in Las Vegas, even though they're not around anymore. The D2W, the guy wanted to strangle him. CZW. Everywhere he goes.
D2W.
It's not like there's an issue with one place.
CZW. There was another.
Yeah, I just said CZW.
Yeah, I know they wanted to kill him there, and the Jersey Devil wanted to smack him in the face at the D2W show because he was trying to tell him how to run his show and his match.
No.
Yep.
No, he didn't. That sounds so unlike him.
You mean he only does that to women? He doesn't do that to the guys?
He tried to do it with me. I told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, well, he did it with the Twisted Sisters.
Well, from what I understand, though, I just found this out, that when we started this women's company, he was telling people in his little group chat that he was offended that we didn't ask him that he has experience and he should have been told about it. Motherfucker, who the fuck are you to be told about anything? You don't fucking run my company. Go fuck yourself.
I never understood that. Why they felt like anybody had to go to him about you starting a women's division. Like you should have went to him. I never understood that. Like why?
No, if I want to have a successful business, I'm not going to go to somebody that's not successful. That's just ludicrous.
Right. I mean, if you wanted to start a business and have 4 shows and fail, then you would call him.
Yeah. I'm not into that. I'm into doing well, and as everybody knows, the Women of Warrior show did pretty good. In fact, the DVD is available now to stream, and it's available on warriorswrestling.com and at the next show next week.
Yep, and they'll be hopefully available on sale the 13th, the 12th, and 13th.
It definitely will be.
All right. What's good for that, and of course, Legends Weekend is the following month, and then a lot of those girls will be back for that